a pension, a dream, and a one-way ticket out of the city. Is that even possible anymore? While Sydney and Melbourne landlords laugh at retirees struggling on $27,000 a year, there are towns scattered across Australia where that same pension buys you a comfortable life, a proper backyard, and money left over for the pub on Friday. But here's what the glossy retirement magazines won't tell you. These towns aren't resort destinations with day spas and golf courses. They're real places with real trade-offs. Some offer stunning natural beauty but limited medical services. Others provide everything you need but test your tolerance for extreme weather. The question isn't whether you can afford to retire on the pension alone. The question is whether you're willing to leave behind the coastal fantasy everyone sells you and embrace the reality of regional Australia. Today, we're counting down 10 Australian towns where the pension isn't just enough, it's actually comfortable. No sugarcoating, no real estate propaganda. Just honest analysis of where your retirement dollar stretches furthest and what you're really signing up for when you make the move. Welcome to the most practical retirement guide you'll watch this year. If you're tired of retirement advice that assumes you've got $500,000 in superannuation, then subscribe now and hit the notification bell. We cover real retirement options for real Australians living on real incomes. A like helps us reach others who are planning their next chapter. Let's dive into the numbers and the reality behind them. Before we tour these towns, let's establish the financial baseline that most retirement content conveniently ignores. The age pension in Australia currently sits at around $593 per fortnight for singles, which works out to roughly $15,400 annually. For couples, it's approximately $893 combined per fortnight, about $23,200 yearly. That's not wealth. That's survival money in capital cities, where the median rent for a one-bedroom unit can devour 70% of that entire income before you've bought a single grocery item. But in the right regional town, those same pension dollars transform completely. Rent drops to $150 to $250 per week. Groceries cost measurably less. Entertainment is either cheaper or free. Council rates are a fraction of city levels. Suddenly, you're not just surviving paycheck to paycheck, you're actually living with choices and dignity. The critical factor is choosing a town where essential services still exist, where healthcare is genuinely accessible, and where community infrastructure hasn't collapsed into neglect. That's the razor's edge we're walking today. 10 towns that pass that test with honest examination of what works and what doesn't. Number 10, Broken Hill, New South Wales. The Silver City, sitting 840 kilometres from Sydney in the heart of the Australian outback. Population around 17,000 souls who've chosen to stay despite everything working against them. Broken Hill isn't trying to be pretty or trendy, it's a mining town that's seen better days economically, but here's the financial reality that matters for retirees. 2-bedroom houses rent for $160 to $220 per week. You can actually buy a renovated 3-bedroom home with a proper backyard for under $200,000, a price that seems fictional to anyone living in coastal Australia. The pension doesn't just cover your basics here, it gives you genuine breathing room. Broken Hill has a base hospital with 24-hour emergency services, multiple medical clinics, and visiting specialists who fly in regularly from Adelaide. There's a Woolworths, an IGA, and local butchers that undercut city prices significantly. The cultural scene is genuine outback Australia. The Pro Heart Gallery showcases world-class art. The Living Desert sculptures offer breathtaking sunset views. And there's a pub scene where locals still shout rounds and know your name by your second visit. But let's be brutally honest about the challenges, because they're significant. Summer temperatures regularly hit 45 degrees Celsius and can stay there for weeks. You're isolated in the truest sense of the word. Adelaide is a 5-hour drive through nothing. The population is aging and declining as younger people leave for opportunities elsewhere. If you need specialized medical treatment beyond what the base hospital can provide, you're looking at long trips to Adelaide or temporarily relocating for treatment. Water restrictions are a regular part of life. Dust storms are real and can bury your car overnight. This isn't a town for people who need constant stimulation, perfect climate control, or close proximity to family. It's for self-sufficient retirees who genuinely value low living costs, wide open skies, clear starry nights, and a community that still operates on the principle of helping your neighbours. The pension goes incredibly far here, precisely because Broken Hill doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is, an honest working-class mining town where a dollar still has actual weight and meaning. Number 9. Port Augusta, South Australia. The crossroads of Australia, where the highway splits to Perth, Darwin, and Adelaide. Population around 14,000. Port Augusta is rough around the edges. There's no point pretending otherwise. But that roughness comes with affordability that city retirees can barely comprehend. The rental market here offers 2-bedroom units from $140 to $190 weekly. Small houses with actual backyards sit around $180 to $230 per week. Purchasing is even more attractive for those with some savings. 3-bedroom homes in decent livable condition sell anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000. On the pension alone, you're not house poor here, constantly worrying about next month's rent. You're genuinely comfortable. Port Augusta Hospital provides 24-hour emergency care, aged care facilities, and regular GP services that are easy to access. Both Coles and Woolworths operate here, so you've got shopping competition keeping prices reasonable. The Australian Arid Lands Botanic Garden is free to visit and genuinely spectacular. The climate is relentlessly hot and dry. 40-degree summers are absolutely standard, but the winters are mild and actually quite pleasant for those who hate cold weather. Here's the honest trade-off you need to understand before moving here. Port Augusta has struggled significantly with social issues, including unemployment that's well above state averages, and substance abuse problems that genuinely affect the community feel in some neighbourhoods. The closure of the coal-fired power stations several years back hit the local economy extremely hard, and those wounds haven't fully healed. This is categorically not a gentrified regional town with boutique cafes, yoga studios, and book clubs. It's working-class Australia with all the grit, all the struggle, and all the honesty that implies. But for retirees who judge a town purely by whether their pension actually covers rent, food, utilities, and still leaves discretionary money for fishing gear and the occasional restaurant meal with friends, Port Augusta delivers without question. The refreshing honesty of this place is that no one's trying to sell you a coastal dream or a tree change fantasy. They're offering you low-cost stability in a town that genuinely functions despite its challenges. Number 8. Maryborough, Queensland. History, heritage, and houses you can actually afford without winning the lottery. About 260 kilometres north of Brisbane, with a population near 27,000. Maryborough is where Queensland's colonial past meets modern affordability in a surprisingly functional way. This town has genuine character that's increasingly rare in regional Australia. Victorian-era buildings line the streets. The historic Wharf Street precinct tells stories of Queensland's maritime past. And there's a real sense of civic pride that you can feel when you walk through the central business district. The rental market offers 2-bedroom units from $160 to $220 per week. Houses with proper yards and gardens range from $180 to $270 weekly. Purchase prices sit between $200,000 and $350,000 for quality homes that don't need immediate major renovation work. The pension comfortably covers living expenses here while genuinely leaving discretionary income for recreation, hobbies, and actually enjoying your retirement. Maryborough Hospital is well equipped. Medical services are strong with GP clinics, specialists, and allied health professionals. Shopping includes Woolworths, Coles, Aldi, and independent retailers. The climate is subtropical, warm, humid summers and mild winters. Hervey Bay and its beaches are 25 minutes away. Beach access without beach town rental prices. The Fraser Coast region offers natural beauty and activities that rival more expensive areas. But Maryborough has significant challenges. The town faced economic struggles with manufacturing decline. Some areas show poverty, neglect, and deterioration. Youth unemployment runs higher than state average, affecting community feel. Humidity during summer can be oppressive for those with respiratory conditions. Flooding is real risk in low-lying areas. However, for retirees seeking infrastructure, history, reasonable costs, and access to services and nature, Maryborough represents value. The pension provides a comfortable lifestyle with culture, natural environments, and community connections expensive towns cannot match. Number 7. Lithgow, New South Wales. Just 140 kilometres west of Sydney in the Blue Mountains region. Population around 21,000. Lithgow is industrial heritage meets natural beauty, and it's genuinely affordable. 2-bedroom units rent from $170 to $240 weekly. Houses range from $200 to $300 per week. Buying a 3-bedroom home costs between $250,000 and $400,000. On the pension, especially for couples, Lithgow offers genuine security. The town has a district hospital, numerous GP practices, and visiting specialists. Woolworths and Coles operate here. The climate is temperate with cold winters and warm summers, relief for those fleeing Queensland humidity or outback heat. Blue Mountains National Park provides world-class bushwalking minutes away. The train line connects to Sydney in under 3 hours, allowing occasional city visits without city costs. The reality check? Lithgow's economy was built on coal mining and heavy industry, both in decline. This creates excellent infrastructure but limited growth prospects. Some neighbourhoods show economic hardship. Weather can be harsh. Winter frosts and occasional snow make heating costs real. Air quality from past industrial activity concerns residents. But for retirees staying within reach of Sydney without Sydney prices, Lithgow is viable. The pension covers costs. Scenery is beautiful. You're not isolated from city family. Number 6. Armidale, New South Wales. Cathedral City at 1,000 metres. Population 25,000. University of New England elevates cultural life beyond typical regional towns. 2-bedroom units, 180 to 260 weekly. Houses 220 to 350. Purchase 300 to 500,000. Pension covers costs comfortably for couples. Slightly more expensive than Outback, but worth examining. Excellent medical facilities, major hospital, specialists, aged care. University brings cultural events, lectures, educated demographic. 4-season climate, cool summers rarely exceed 30, cold winters with snow. Tree-lined streets, heritage buildings, waterfalls, national parks. Intellectual stimulation, community groups, education opportunities in retirement. Downsides: winter heating costs significant when freezing. Elevation means harsh cold, challenging for arthritis and circulation. University creates transient feel. Rental competition from students. 2 hours from coast, 6+ from Sydney. Genuine isolation during emergencies. For retirees valuing culture, education, temperate climate over beaches and heat, Armidale exceptional. Pension works, paying more for higher quality services and sophistication. If finding this helpful, subscribe for honest retirement content, weekly covering towns, costs, trade-offs no one discusses. Number 5, Mount Gambier, South Australia. Volcanic city with blue lakes, pension friendly. Near Victorian border, population 29,000. South Australia's second largest city means infrastructure isolated towns cannot match. 2-bedroom units, 170 to 240 weekly. Houses 200 to 320. Purchase 250 to 450,000. Pension provides comfortable living with recreation money. Mount Gambier Hospital major regional facility. Specialists visit regularly. Woolworths, Coles, independents create choice. Temperate climate, mild summers, cool wet winters. Blue Lake turns brilliant cobalt summer. Limestone Coast offers caves, sinkholes, scenery. Great Ocean Road, 90 minutes. Melbourne under 5 hours. Art scene, theatres, galleries rival larger cities. Challenges, substantial winter rainfall. Grey skies affect mood. Economy relies on forestry and agriculture, volatile sectors. Limited part-time work. Social fabric insular. Newcomers take years breaking in. Despite this, Mount Gambier represents best value. City infrastructure and services at regional prices. Pension provides quality life expensive coastal towns reserved for wealthy. Number 4. Warrnambool, Victoria. Shipwreck coast, population 35,000. Rare coastal living at prices not destroying pension budgets. 2-bedroom units, 200 to 300 weekly. Houses 250 to 400. Purchase 350 to 550,000. Couples manage with budgeting. Singles tighter but viable versus coastal cities. Warrnambool Base Hospital, major regional. Comprehensive medical, specialists, allied health, aged care. Woolworths, Coles, variety retailers. Temperate maritime, mild summers, cool winters, coastal wind. Great Ocean Road runs through. Whale watching May to September world class. Beaches stunning. Theatres, festivals, cafe culture. For retirees needing ocean, Warrnambool is affordable option. Challenges, living costs noticeably higher than inland. Groceries, dining, entertainment cost more. Housing gentrified from Melbourne retirees and remote workers. Rental availability tight. Weather unpredictable. Coastal wind relentless, destroys gardens. Winter grey, cold, wet months. Popularity erodes quiet regional character. If ocean proximity non-negotiable, Warrnambool delivers at Australia's lowest coastal cost. Pension covers life, less comfortably than inland. Number 3. Gladstone, Queensland. Industrial port, population 64,000 greater region. Industrial powerhouse, port facilities, refineries, resources. Industry funds, infrastructure and services, not tourism or agriculture. 2-bedroom units, 180 to 280 weekly. Houses, 220 to 380. Purchase 250 to 450,000. Pension comfortable with strong services. Hospital major facility, specialists available. All major retailers plus specialty stores. Subtropical, hot humid summers, warm dry winters. Great Barrier Reef Southern reaches accessible, Heron Island day trip. Fishing, boating dominate recreation. Industrial economy means town functions, maintained roads, services work, facilities well funded. Exceptional value for those accepting industrial city. Challenges significant, industrial landscape unappealing. Refineries and port dominate skyline. Air quality concerns despite compliance claims. Lacks heritage charm. Social fabric transient from mining and construction workers. Heat humidity, November to March, oppressive for health conditions. But Gladstone has rare functional regional economy not dependent on tourism or dying industries. For retirees prioritizing services, affordability, natural access over aesthetic charm, genuinely underrated. Number 2. Bundaberg, Queensland. Rum City, population 70,000 greater region. Genuine regional hub, infrastructure punches above weight. 2-bedroom units 190 to 290 weekly. Houses 240 to 360. Purchase 280 to 480,000. Pension covers life comfortably with discretionary income. Bundaberg Hospital Major, regional comprehensive. Specialists cover most areas. Woolworths, Coles, retail options. Subtropical, warm to hot year-round, distinct wet season. Maryborough Turtle Rookery, most accessible mainland. Bundaberg Rum Distillery tourist attraction. Excellent fishing, water access. Great Barrier Reef reachable day trips. Genuine cultural life, theatres, festivals, events. For retirees seeking warmth, coastal access, services without coastal city prices, Bundaberg delivers comprehensively. Challenges require honesty. Humidity extreme November through March. Mold, insects, storm damage, constant maintenance. Cyclone risk real though rare direct hits. Economy heavily agricultural, vulnerable to commodity swings and climate. Social dynamics insular. Generational farming families dominate. Tourist influx winter creates traffic and crowding. Bundaberg has critical advantage. Real city with real infrastructure that happens affordable. Not sacrificing urban conveniences for savings. Pension works, providing beaches, culture, comprehensive services. Number 1. Devonport, Tasmania. Spirit of Tasmania Port, population 25,000. Gateway to Island, functional regional city with costs not spiraling like Hobart or Launceston. 2-bedroom units, 190 to 270 weekly. Houses 220 to 350. Purchase 280 to 480,000. Pension covers comfortably, value extraordinary, examining what Devonport offers. Mersey Community Hospital, comprehensive. Specialists locally or nearby Burnie. Woolworths, Coles, strong independent retail. Temperate maritime, mild summers rarely exceed 25, cool winters without extremes. Substantial rainfall distributed year-round. Natural environment Tasmania's calling card. Cradle Mountain, 90 minutes. Bay of Fires, accessible day trips. Pristine coastline, surrounding national parks. Exceptional air and water quality. Sophisticated cultural life for regional city, galleries, theatres, farmers markets. Food culture, reflecting agricultural excellence. Community welcoming to retirees, established networks and social groups. For pensioners wanting genuine quality life, Devonport unmatched. Challenges Tasmania specific. Island isolated, visiting mainland family requires expensive flights or ferry. Rare condition specialists may require Hobart or Melbourne trips. Weather unpredictable, harsh wind and rain dominate much of year. Goods slightly higher from shipping. Limited job market for part-time work, but prioritizing clean environment, natural beauty, genuine community over convenience and constant sunshine. Devonport exceptional. Pension doesn't just work, provides retirement, most Australians assume requires significant wealth. 10 towns where pension isn't survival, it's comfortable retirement. From Broken Hill's outback honesty to Devonport's Tasmanian quality, each offers different trade-offs. Common thread, places where regional Australia delivers what cities promised but can't afford. But these towns require adaptation. You're leaving city life aspects you may miss. Specialised medical care, cultural diversity, entertainment, family proximity have value low rent doesn't replace. Retiring regionally on pension isn't just financial, it's psychological and social. Can you build new networks? Tolerate isolation? Embrace slower pace? Only you can answer. We've provided viable options for those ready. Which town surprised you? Already living pension retirement in a regional town we didn't mention? What trade-offs have proven worthwhile, and which do you regret? Share your experience in the comments. This community learns from real retirees sharing their experiences. If this analysis helped, like and subscribe for honest retirement planning. We show you what regional retirement costs. Thanks for watching. Plan smart, retire well.